Hello everyone, I am Leela Prabhugavkar and I will be starting with the Lifelines of National Economy, Chapter 7 of Geography. Okay, last class we have discussed about which are the different lifelines of national economy. Okay, also we have seen different means of transport. Now there are different means of transport such as land, water and air. Then we have seen the classification. Okay, land classification, roadways, railways, pipeline, waterways, the inland and overseas. Okay, then air is domestic airways and international airways. Okay, then we have learned about transport. Then we have seen about different types of highways, that is golden quadrilateral superhighways, national highways, state highways. Okay, then we have discussed about different roads. Okay, district roads, I mean the other roads, border roads. Okay, then next we have learned about railways. So railways, here we have learned that it is a principal mode of transportation for freight and passengers in India. So a lot of bulk goods we can transport through railways. Okay, and railways also make it possible for people to conduct multifarious activities like business, sightseeing, pilgrimage, along with the transportation of goods over a longer distance. Okay, so this is how railways helps us. Okay, then next we'll start with the pipelines. Okay, so pipeline transport network is a new arrival on the transportation map of India. Okay, so in the past these were used to transport water to cities and industries. So pipelines are the very important thing which transport us water to the different parts of area. So now these are used for transporting crude oil, petroleum, natural oil, and natural gas fields to refineries, fertilizer, and big thermal power plants. Solid can also be transported through a pipeline when converted into slurry. Okay, the far inland location of refineries like Barauni, Mathura, Panipat, and gas-based fertilizer plant could be thought of only because of pipelines. So initial cost of laying pipeline is high, but subsequent running costs are minimal. It rules out transshipment losses or delays. Okay. Now here the initial cost of since cost is higher, if you want to initial cost of laying pipeline is higher, but subsequent running costs are minimal for this. Okay, and it rules out transshipment losses or delays. Now there are three important networks of pipeline transportation in the country. First is from oilfield in Upper Assam to Kanpur, Uttar Pradesh. So it goes from Guwahati, Barauni, Allahabad, and it has branches from Barauni to Haldia via Rajband, and then Rajband to Morigram and Guwahati to Siliguri. Okay, so this is the oil field. Okay, which transport from Assam, which starts from Assam and then it comes to Kanpur. Okay, from Salaya in Gujarat to Jalandhar in Punjab via, so from these places this pipeline goes. Okay, via Viragram, Mathura, Delhi, Sonipat, and it has branches to connect Koyali near Vadodara, Gujarat. Okay, then the first 1700 kilometer long Hazira Vijayapur Jagdishpur, that is HVJ cross country gas pipeline linked Mumbai High and Basin gas fields with the various fertilizers, power and industrial complexes in western and northern India. Overall, India's gas pipeline infrastructure, this is expanded from 1700 km to 18,500 km of cross country pipelines. Okay, then we'll move to waterways. So since the ancient period, India was one of the seafaring countries. Its seamen sailed far and near, thus carrying and spreading Indian commerce and culture. So, waterways, we can say that it is the cheapest means of transport. Okay, so waterways are the cheapest means of transport and they are more suitable for carrying heavy and bulky goods. Then it is a fuel efficient and environment friendly mode of transport. So most cheapest is the waterways, we can say. So India has inland navigation waterways of 14,500 km in length. Out of this, only 5,685 km are navigable by mechanized vessels, okay, ships. The following waterways have been declared as the national waterways by the government. So these are the national waterways what we can see over here. The next is with regards to waterways, the Ganga river between Allahabad and Haldia, then the Brahmaputra river between Satia and Dhubri, then the West Coast Canal in Kerala, and specified stretches of Godavari and Krishna rivers along with Kakinada, Puducherry stretches of canals. Okay. So now there are some other inland waterways on which substantial transportation take place, like Mandovi, Zuari, Kumarzuva, Sundarbans, Barak and backwaters of Kerala. Okay. Apart from this, here India's trade with foreign countries is carried from ports and export and import takes place, okay, on the ports. 95% of the country's trade volume is moved by sea over here. So since waterways is the cheapest mode of transport, through this we can transport lot of bulky goods and carrying heavy materials. Okay, we can carry all the heavy materials over there. Then we'll come to the next part, that is which are the major seaports of India. Okay, so with a long coastline of 7,516 km, India is dotted with 12 major and 200 notified non-major ports. So these major ports handle 95% of India's foreign trade. Then Kala in Kutch was the first port which was developed soon after the independence. Okay. Then to ease the volume of trade on the Mumbai port. Then in the wake of loss of Karachi port to Pakistan after the partition. So that's why the Kandla port was built. Then Kandla was also known as the Deen Dayal port. It is a tidal port and it caters to the convenient handling of export and import of highly productive granary and industrial belt. So this part is very important. Next, it stretches across the Union Territory of Jammu and Kashmir, and then and the states of Himachal Pradesh, Punjab, Haryana, Rajasthan, and Gujarat. Next, so with regards to Mumbai, it is one of the biggest port with a spacious, natural, and well-sheltered harbour. So the new Jawaharlal Nehru port was planned with a view to decongest the Mumbai port and serve as a hub port for this region. So the Marmugao port, which is in Goa, is the premier iron ore exporting port, okay, of the country. So this part is important over here, like it export basically iron ore, and this port accounts for about 50% of India's iron ore export. Okay. Then New Mangalore port, which is located in Karnataka, it caters to the export of iron ore concentrate from Kudermukh mines. Okay. Then Kochi is the extreme southwestern port located at entrance of lagoon with a natural harbour. Okay. Next is moving along the east coast of India. You could see the extreme southeastern port of Tuticorin in Tamil Nadu. So this port has a natural harbour and rich hinterland, and thus it is a flourishing trade handling of a large variety of cargoes, or even our neighbouring countries like Sri Lanka, Maldives, etc. Okay. The coastal regions of Chennai is one of the oldest artificial ports of the country. So this part is important. So Chennai is the oldest artificial port of the country, and it is ranked next to the Mumbai in terms of volume of trade and cargo. Then Vishakhapatnam is the deepest landlocked and well protected port, and this port was originally conceived as an outlet for iron ore export. Then next we have got Paradeep port, which is located in Odisha, and it specializes in export of iron ore, like how Mohmugao port export the premier iron ore. So similarly we have got Paradeep port, which is located in Odisha. Then Kolkata is an inland riverine port, and this port serves a very large and rich hinterland of Ganga Brahmaputra basin. So since it is a tidal port, it requires a constant dredging of Hooghly. Then Haldia port was developed as a subsidiary port in order to relieve growing pressure on the Kolkata port. Okay. So this is with regards to the major seaports of India. So Kandla in Kutch was the first port which was developed after independence. This is very important part. Then next is whatever the iron ore exporting port. Then Kandla is also known as the Dindar port, which is a tidal port, and it caters to the convenient handling of export and import. Okay. Next we'll come to airways. So through airways, it is one of the fastest way of transport, okay, and it is most comfortable and one of the prestigious mode of transport, we can say. Then it can cover very difficult mountain regions like mountain areas, then desert, then dense forest, okay, and also long oceanic stretches with the great ease. You can move from one place to another in just a minute. So think of the northeastern part of the country. So if you see the northeastern part, it is marked with the presence of big rivers, dense forest, okay, and frequent floods and international frontiers, etc. So in the absence of air transport, air travel has made access easier over there. Then Pawan Hans Helicopter Limited, it provides helicopter services to Oil and Natural Gas Corporation in its offshore operations. Okay, so this is the major important part. Pawan Hans Helicopter Limited, which provides helicopter services to Oil and Natural Gas Corporations. Okay, then to inaccessible areas and difficult terrains like the northeastern state, then the Jammu and Kashmir, Himachal Pradesh, and Uttarakhand. Okay. So this is with regards to airways. Then we'll move to next part, which is communication. So ever since humans appeared on the earth, they have used we have a different means of communication, and it has changed over a period of time. But the pace of change has been rapid in modern times now. So long distance communication is far easier without physical movement of the communicator or receiver. So personal communication or mass communication, like which are the radio, press, television, films, okay, are the major means of communication right now. So the Indian postal network is the largest in the world, and it handles parcel as well as personal written communication. Cards and envelopes are considered first class mail and are airlifted between stations covering both land and air. Then the second class mail includes book packets, registered newspaper, periodicals, and they are carried by surface mail covering land and water transport. Okay. Then to facilitate quick delivery of mails in large towns and cities, 6 mail channels have been introduced recently, and they are called Rajdhani channel, Metro channel, Green channel, Business channel, bulk mail channel, and periodical channel. Okay, so these are very important part with regards to communication, like different means of communication: television, radio, press, films. Okay, and then 6 channels have been introduced recently. So these are the different channels. Okay. Here there's a picture of emergency call box on National Highway 48. So India has one of the largest telecom networks in Asia. Since we are dealing with this communication part, excluding urban places, more than 2/3 of the villages in India have already been covered with subscriber trunk dialing, that is STD. Earlier we used to have STD phones, and now it has changed with the mobile phones. So in order to strengthen the flow of information from the grassroots to the higher level, the government has made a special provision to extend 24 hours STD facility. to every village in the country, and there is a uniform rate of STD facilities all over India. So it has made possible by integrating the development in space technology with communication technology. So this is STD means subscriber trunk dialing, okay, wherein you have to put the coins and then you will get some minutes to have a conversation with the another person. So mass conversation provides entertainment and creates awareness among people about various national programs and policies. Now this includes radio, television, newspapers, so magazine, books and films. So through all these things we come to know what are the different things which are going on in the country. Okay. All India Radio, that is Akashvani, broadcast a variety of programs in national, regional and local languages for various categories of people, okay, which is spread over a different parts of the country. Then Doordarshan, the national television channel of India, is one of the largest terrestrial networks in the world, and it broadcasts a variety of programs from entertainment, educational, sports for the different age groups. Then India publishes a large number of newspapers and periodicals annually. They are of different types, depending upon their periodicity. Then newspapers, these are published in various different languages, okay. Then India is the largest producer of feature films in the world, and it produces short films, video feature films, video short films, etc. The Central Board of Film Certification is the authority to certify both Indian and foreign films. Okay. Next is international trade. International trade is exchanging of goods among the people, but here it's international, the foreign countries. Okay, states and the countries is referred to as trade. The the market is a place where such exchanges take place. So market, uh, yeah, trade between two countries is called international trade. So it may take place through sea, air or land routes. Okay, but if it is with the two countries, then it is an international trade. Okay. While local trade is carried in cities, towns and villages, state level trade is carried between two or more states. Then advancement of international trade of country is an index to its economic prosperity. It is therefore considered the economic parameter for a country. Then, as the resources are space bound, no country can survive without international trade. Export and imports are the very important component of trade. So, the balance of trade of country is difference between export and import. So whatever the difference we are getting after minusing export minus import, we'll get the balanced trade. Okay, so the value of the export exceed the value of import, it is called as favorable balance of trade. Then on the contrary, if the value of import exceed the value of export, it is termed as unfavorable balance of trade. India has trade relation with all the major trading blocs and all geographical regions of the world. The commodities exported from India to other countries include gems, jewelry, different spices, chemical and related products, agriculture and allied products, etc. So the commodities imported to India are different gems, jewelry, chemicals and related products, base material, electronic items, machinery, agriculture and allied products. So India has emerged as a software giant. So India has emerged as a software giant at the international level, and it is earning a large foreign exchange through the export of information technology. Then next is tourism as a trade. So tourism in India has grown substantially over more than last 3 decades. So more than 15 million people, these are directly engaged to tourism industry. So it also promotes the national integration, wherein a different countries people come to your country and then they explore your country. Then provides support to local handicrafts and cultural pursuits. It also helps in development of international understanding about our culture and heritage. Then foreign tourists visit India for heritage tourism, then eco-tourism, adventure, cultural tourism, business tourism, medical tourism, etc. So, so India is a country which has got a largest potential for tourism development. Okay, in all parts of country, and efforts are being made to promote different types of tourism for this upcoming industry. Okay, so this is with regards to the chapter Lifelines of National Economy, and here we have learned about which are the different means of transport. Then we have seen about roadways, airways, then pipelines, waterways, all these things. Then we also learnt about major seaports of India. Then communication part we learnt about. Then tourism as a trade. Okay, why tourism as a trade is important, as it will boost the economy of the country, right? Okay, so this is what your chapter 7 of that is Lifeline of National Economy. Thank you for watching my video.